Well, hello there to all my fellow three-wheeling fans. Here we are out on a ride hitting our 2,000 mile mark, and 2 years since I've taken it out of the box. And so far, I'm happy with it. It's a really good trike. I really enjoy riding it, that's for dang sure. But I know a lot of you guys have got the new model, and it's so much nicer than this one is, because this one, it has the motor up front instead of in the back like your guys's does, and my display does not light up at nighttime, and your guys's does. But this bike, after 2 years out of the box, I do not regret my purchase by any means. And she has the basket back here, lasted about 8 months before it quit working. The tail light back here, it stopped working, probably about 6 months after. Ow, that's a pretty sticker. About 6 months after I started riding it, the tail light went out and turn signal stopped working. And the brakes on this thing suck. And they've never been all that good, but they stopped me. But the brakes have really never been all that good. But other than that, I mean, there ain't nothing on this bike that has happened that would make me stop riding it. And I love the crap out of it, that's for sure. And I get to see all this beautiful scenery too. It's like I'm right here in the heart of my city, and I'm about 5 miles away from any one of the bike paths from my house. I'm about a 5 mile ride to, from anywhere I can get on a bike path, maybe less than 5, maybe 3. And then I can get to pretty much anywhere in the city on these bike paths. And right now, as you can see, I am at 1,998 miles. And I'm hoping that this time it does not go zero out at 2,000 miles like it has done to me in the past. Because the first year I had it, I put 2,000 miles on it, and it odometer zeroed out at me at 2,000 miles. So I'm hoping it won't do that to me this time. I'm hoping it goes all the way up. But I've been out on vacation, getting myself a couple nice, beautiful rides in, which was nice. Bump up my power level here. Makes it a little easier to get around, but I was on power level 1 going up that hill. So and it's got the power to get you up and down stuff. And I am 5'11" and 175 pounds. So that'll just, that there gives you an idea of what kind of juice it takes it to get you around and everything. I know the more you weigh, then it's not going to have, the battery ain't going to last as long because it's pulling around weight more. And I've noticed when I'm in the grass, I use up a lot more juice when I'm in the grass. But as long as I stay on these bike paths, it's great, man. I love it. And I barely use up any juice. I get beautiful scenery like it is. I'm cruising along the river today, even though we got a lot of fires right now. And so a lot of smoke in the air, so you don't get to see the mountains like I normally do. But seeing the river's kind of nice, and the ducks and all. And that's the nice thing about living in this city, is we got bike paths that are, once you get on one, you can pretty much go anywhere. It's like there's downtown right there. I can get there easily on bike paths. From right here, I can connect onto one back there where I just, instead of coming across the bridge, I came across because I'm headed towards my house. My ride's almost over. As you can see, I'm down to two bars on my battery. But that's still more than enough juice to give me the 5 miles or so that it's going to take me to get to the house. But I figured I'd do my video just so that I can be turning my odometer over at the same time as I'm doing my video, I'm hoping. So then you guys can watch along as the odometer flips over. It was like 998. But with all the things with this bike, it's like my display don't illuminate, which I wish it did. And the new models, some of my subscribers have told me that the thing illuminates so that when they're out at nighttime they can see. And I do a lot of night riding because I take this back and forth to work, and so it sure would be nice to be able to have that. But that's okay. It wasn't a deal breaker. And I still got the same battery. Have no problem with the batteries so far. And it charges, it does everything it's supposed to. And it holds juice. I still am averaging about 30 miles for every full charge, which is good. But I've never achieved the 50 miles that it said I was supposed to get. I've never got that out of this bike on any ride. Even if I have it down on level 1, I've never been able to get 50 miles out of it. So I imagine with those new ones, it's supposed to have an 85-mile range, but I'm sure it only gets like about 60, maybe 70. But when I'm done with this one, I'm gonna buy the new model. But this one's still doing me really, really well, so I see no reason to buy the new one as of yet. And that's just like I bought this bike, and there wasn't nothing on YouTube that I could find about this bike, so I kind of just did it in the dark. And that's why I started doing this YouTube channel, so that I could show other people about this bike. So then you guys weren't like me, just a shot in the dark hoping that I got a good bike. Because it is a good bike, and I really, really like this thing. Good quality. And from what I've noticed with all these electric bikes, all of the components, electronic components, are all made by the same manufacturers. It's the other parts of the bikes that make it good or bad, I guess. But this bike's all aluminum, so it's not as heavy as it could be, and it could be a lot heavier than what it really is. It's only like 100 pounds, and it could be a lot heavier, especially with the size of it. Because this thing is definitely a big bicycle. And any of you that have ordered your bike, and once they get a hold of you and they ask you your height and your weight so they can preset your bike, and then they give you your tracking information, make sure to call the trucking company and tell them to deliver in a short truck. Or not a short truck, a straight truck. Because if you don't tell them to deliver in a straight truck, they'll try to show up in a 53-foot semi-trailer to try to make their delivery with it. And that's what they did to me. And the guy was like, well, you should have told us you needed a straight truck. I was like, I didn't know I needed one. I thought you guys would be bringing something smaller. I didn't realize you'd be bringing a freaking semi. You can't get in the place where I live in a semi. So then they had to come back like 2 days later in order to make the delivery. So to avoid that happening to you, and make sure that you tell them you need a straight truck to make your delivery. So then they can show up in a regular sized vehicle and don't show up in a semi truck. Oh, we're at 19,999. Almost there. Maybe by the time I get to the next stoplight, it'll turn over to the 2,000 mark. And I had one of the people ask me about how if I had a trailer or a pickup truck or anything, but I just leave from my house and take off and ride everywhere I go. And it's like I said, fortunately, I got a little bit of city street here to ride down in order to get to the bike path, but I'm just a couple of miles away from any bike path, and this thing does really good on the city streets. Got some wind blowing. Hopefully that isn't going too crazy in your guys' ears. And maybe by the time I get to the stoplight, I'll hit my 2,000 mile mark. I sure hope it rolls over more. I hope it was just like a computer glitch and kept it from turning over properly. because the night that I hit the 2,000 mile mark with it, it was at night, it was raining, and it wasn't the first time that it had done, it turned over on me, because I had gotten it 2,000 up to 500 miles when I first got it, and then all of a sudden it zeroed out on me, and then I got up to 2,000 miles on it, and it zeroed out on me, and now we'll see if it zeroes out on me again when I hit 2,000 this time or not. So as it stands right now, I've got 4,500 miles on this bike in the 2 years that since I've taken it out of the box. And she still pretty much looks like new, which is really, really nice. So they take good care of us around here with the bike pass, which is really nice, because there's a lot of places where you probably don't have the same things that we do here in Denver, where, and it's just so nice that they got crosswalks and bike paths, and they make it so easy for you to be able to get around on a bicycle everywhere you go. And not a lot of cities have that option. Like, I'm planning on retiring in 2 years, in 2027, in February 2027.